Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for coming back. Let's jump into today's topic. I wanted to talk about difficult conversations. When I was not growing, when I was just living the life as it is, when I didn't took the step on my growth journey, I didn't even knew the concept of difficult conversations and I didn't even knew that there's something called difficult conversation. But I realized it when I started reading books, listening to podcasts, listening to authors promoting their books, and they'll be like telling ways how to have a difficult conversation. And at the time, I was like, what exactly is difficult conversation? I mean, you have conversations with people around you all the time. What does it mean to have a difficult conversation? And I was intrigued with this topic. Excuse me. And I was intrigued with this topic. I searched more and everything, and I made my own definition of what difficult conversation is. Difficult conversations can be uncomfortable at times, and we always have to remember that they are not just uncomfortable for you to listen, it's uncomfortable for the person who started it. Because it's not easy. No one wants to have a difficult conversation. Well, before jumping, what exactly is difficult conversations? What is it? So sometimes what happens when there are two people in a relationship, and I don't mean only romantic relationship, it could be parent child relationship, it could be a sibling relationship, it could be friends, it could be your family friends or whatever. So when there are two people, when we are two individuals, our thinking doesn't match all the time. Doesn't matter how same you are, there'll be a time where perspectives will not match. There'll be time when you don't share the same values. So when sometimes you're not on the same page, this tends to put us on defensive modes. We need to prove that we are right. This is just automatic thing. So anytime someone is coming to you and asking you to work on something, what we'll do? Not you, it's not you, it's all of us. It's just in our human behavior. What we'll do is we'll automatically go back to the defensive modes and we'll try to protect ourselves instead of understanding what the person is actually saying. We have to know. Excuse me, just give me a second. There's something I need to take care of. Okay, and I'm back. So we need to know that we have blind spots. We cannot see our potential ourselves. Maybe if I'm seeing my potential today, yes, I can do everything I can. There could be way more to my potential that I don't even realize because I have my blind spots. But when the other person looks at you and they love you really, they will want you to grow and they know your potential way more than you do. So if there is some person you trust, someone who you love, and you know they love you equally, your siblings, your parents, your boyfriend or girlfriend, or your friends, listen to them before speaking out. This is what having a difficult conversation means. Because we have this in our nature that we tend to put the defensive modes. And why do we fight all the time? Not all the time, of course, but why do we fight? Because both of the teams have their defensive structure soon. You'll say something, he'll defend. He'll say something, you'll defend. So, in defending and everything, it's going to be like that. There's this really simple thing to start difficult conversation. See, if you have something in your heart regarding other person, you love them, of course. Even if we love someone, there are some things you do not like about the other person. Even if someone loves me, there'll be things in me which maybe the other person does not like. And for that, they'll need to have a conversation with me instead of just keeping it in their heart. Just to say that, no, I love the person and I'll be with them, whatever happens. Of course, you will be. because you love me, but you'll have to have the conversations. Sometimes you see so much potential in people and they don't work on them. So you will have to have the conversation with them. Yes, they'll defend themselves, that why, they'll give the excuses why they don't do it, but you'll have to point the fact out that this is just the excuse you are giving. You either say things politely and clearly, like with the clear mind and clear head, or you'll say the exact same things while you're fighting with them in the heat of the moment, and they'll turn out so bad. So it's important for all of us to have the difficult conversations. Now, to think of the point that when I was not on my growth journey, why didn't I knew about the difficult conversations? Or maybe I did, but why wouldn't I want to engage in any difficult conversation? Because an average person is a people pleaser. They don't want to be on anyone's bad person page. They don't want to be rude. They want everyone to be happy with them, and they don't want anyone to hurt, but they'll just hurt themselves. Okay, this is what actually an average person is. But when a person starts growing, they start taking care of themselves, they start loving themselves more, there comes a time where you need to speak things out. And it could be as small as you're sharing a room and you are sleeping after a long day, and your roommate comes, turns on the light, don't care you're speaking, not even considerate about it. You look at it once, you look at it twice, and the third time you need to have that conversation. Like, what's up, dude? Just be considerate. Do I even or do I ever do anything when you are sleeping, or do I disturb you? It's a really small conversation, but it could be as big as the conversations that can save your relationships. Of course, difficult conversations are uncomfortable. Sometimes you'll feel uncomfortable. And if you're starting one, sometimes in the middle of the conversation, you might cry too. Because there are so many emotions in it. Many couples or many friends, they fight. You know why they fight? Because they do not have the difficult conversations. They do not sit down with a clear mind and talk about things. See, we have to realize one thing. When we are having a conversation which is uncomfortable, which is really discomforting, we need to know that you guys are a team on a same page, finding a solution for the issue you are facing. You are not fighting with each other. So anytime someone is giving any advice to you, okay, you do not take advice from anyone. Okay, not anyone is coming and giving you advices. Only take advice from the people who are where you want to be, or who have done something where you want to be now. Rest of the advices, just listen and get rid of it, because they don't know what they're saying, because they never did what you intend to do. Okay, so when someone is giving you advice, just don't be defensive and start saying, oh, I know this. Just take it in. What Listen to them. You don't want to take the advice, it's on you. Someone is telling you something on the things that you are doing right now, but they never did that thing and they never reached to the point where you want to reach. Don't take their advice, because they don't know what they're speaking about. They have not practically experienced it. As simple as that. You don't need to say anything. Okay, and when you feel that you don't like something a person is saying, look at it once, look at it twice, and third time just say, I don't feel comfortable for you to say that to me. Okay, and when you need to start a difficult conversation, when you feel like I need to have this conversation, just take a deep breath and start it. Take a deep breath and talk about it. Tell them at first, hey, this is going to be a difficult conversation. It might be uncomfortable in between. And you might go into fighting mode, but please listen to me carefully. And people don't take constructive criticism. Believe me, you'll try to have a difficult conversation, they'll just get up, fight with you, and everything. But you have to be polite, manage your anger. And your anger destroys so many things. You say things you regret later on, okay? The best way to manage the anger that helped me, if there's any discussion someone is having with me and I'm not agreeing with anything, and I'm thinking that I'll just lash out, get up, go out, take some air, walk for 10-20 minutes, and then come back and have the conversation. It's the best way, because you just lose that, the heat of the moment is lost when you go out and walk. You clear your head, you think about the solutions, and then you talk with the person. Hey, what do you mean by this? Just your tone can save you from a huge fight. The way you speak, the tone of your voice. That's what matters when you're having a difficult conversation, because there's a thin line between that conversation turning it into a fight. Okay, you see a friend who has so much potential to do so much more in their life, but they're doing nothing. So you'll have to, tell them. That's what makes you a good friend. You'll be like, hey, you can do this, but all you're doing is this. So when you're saying this, the other person goes into defensive mode. But before saying this, you might just say, hey, I want to say something difficult to you and I love you, but this thing is just bothering me because I really love you and want you to change something. And then you say the things you want to say. Their guards will not come up instantly. They'll really listen to you. So start having these conversations. Start having if you don't like something in your parents, in your siblings, anyone in your life, just start having the conversations. The okay, sometimes people don't say things because they think if they'll not say something, it'll be good. Instead, because they run away from the uncomfortable things. They'll run away from the uncomfortable things and they're like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be fine. But there'll be a time when things start piling up inside you, and one day you'll just lash it out and it'll be a great deal breaker in your friendship, in your relationships. So why not just start stepping into that uncomfortable zone and start having the conversation? See, the first time you have such conversation, it'll be a little difficult. The second time, your heart rate might increase, your nervousness and everything. You might cry. The third time, it might be little less. The fourth time, it might be little less. Now, if I want to have conversation with anyone, which I know is difficult for the other person, because now it's not a difficult conversation for me. I think I'm expert at it now. I can just say things because I am not afraid of being considered rude. There's nothing, there's nothing wrong in being rude when you're standing or taking a stand for yourself. And that too wisely. It's not like you just saw one thing and you'll just lash out. No. Just see like a couple of times. If the behavior is persistent, you need to step up and say things. You should take care of yourself. See, if you'll take care of yourself, that's the only way you'll grow. Pour into your own jug first and then pour whatever is there, whatever is left. Because if you pour from an empty jug, if you do not love yourself and you'll just pour love and care and just take shit from people, there'll be a point of time you'll be tired. You'll sacrifice things. This was written in a book. If you pour from a full jug, that's called love. And if you pour from a half jug, that's called sacrificing. So beware, don't sacrifice yourself. Do not. Do not. Be any relationship. Doesn't matter how much you love a person. Don't start sacrificing yourself. I love my parents so much. I love my siblings so much. I love my friends so much. I love anybody in my life so much if they are in my life. But I will never pour into someone's cup till I am full. Never. Because there could be a day It's a bitter truth. We are humans, but we have to take every possibility in account. There could be a day they get up and they make decisions, or their mind changes, or they say things that might hurt me, and I'll be like, shit, I did this much for you. There could be. There'll not be, I know. There will not be, because the people in my life are some amazing humans on this earth. If I'm not in touch with you, I don't know what to say, but people in my life right now, they are limited. The quantity is really small. I can count them on these fingers, but they are amazing people, and they will not do what but you have to consider the possibility. You know what they say, hope for the best, be prepared for the worst. So be uncomfortable, have those difficult conversations, take those things out from you if you want to have the good and the best relationships around you. When you start having these conversations, people will consider you really blunt, that you do not keep anything in your heart and you're clean hearted. And if people consider you rude, that means they don't love you enough to listen to you while you are saying some things. And while you are saying things to them, beware that they will say things to you too. Be aware of it. And don't put on your defensive self ahead if someone comes in front and say things to you. That's it for today's video. I hope I was able to clarify the concept of difficult conversations. It was not too detailed. It was just the introduction to the topic. If you need to reach out to me for any kind of help, any kind of more videos, you can email me, or you can DM me on Instagram, or where else can you DM? I don't know. But okay, you can email me, you can DM me. I'll put my email and the Instagram account below in the description. Bye bye, have a good time, and please start growing. Growth is what's meant for us humans. Without growth, we are nothing. Glow, grow, pray to God, whatever. Bye, have a good one.